Sanusi Lamido Aminu Sanusi, popularly known as Muhammadu Sanusi II, an ex-Central Bank chief, was reappointed by the current governor of Kano State, Abba Kabir Yusuf, at Kano State Government House. Mr. Sanusi was dethroned in 2020 for alleged insubordination to the Abdullahi Ganduje-led government, and in his place, Ado Bayero was installed as the new emir. There were two conflicting court orders issued in the tussle over the Kano Emirate throne between Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II and Amina Ado Bayero, whilst Justice Amobeda of the Federal High Court Kano ordered the Inspector General of Police and the Kano State Commissioner of Police to ensure that all rights and privileges of an emir were given to Ado Bayero. Justice Amina Aliyu of the Kano State High Court restrained the police, the Department of State Services, and the Nigerian Army from evicting Muhammadu Sanusi II, the reappointed Emir of Kano, from the palace. Amidst all the confusions and uproar in Kano State because of this issue, Mr. Sanusi expressed his gratitude to the state governor, state legislators, the people of Kano as a whole, and now he rules as the new reinstated Emir of Kano State. The report from Arise News explains part of the insubordination with which he was earlier dethroned. Please listen, subscribe, like, and share afterwards. Thank you.
Trailing the Federal High Court's ruling in Kano, which ordered the state government not to enforce the Emirate Council Repeal Law 2024, which allowed for the reinstatement of Sanusi Lamido Sanusi as the 16th Emir of Kano. Sanusi was dethroned after falling out with the former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, in 2020. Ganduje at the time enacted a 2019 legislation which balkanized the Kano Emirate into 5 jurisdictions. The Kano State House of Assembly passed the amended Emirate Council Bill on Thursday, which was signed into law by Abba Yusuf, the current governor of Kano. However, in a suit filed by Aminu Baba Dan Angudi, the judge asked the defendants to suspend the repealed bill as it affects all offices and institutions of the Emirate Council created pursuant to the provisions of the Kano State Emirate Council Law 2019. Let's take some tweets. This is from Ben, who wrote, "Which court? Ganduje sacked Sanusi despite the court ruling. Today, Ganduje walks freely and nothing happened to him. The present state of the judiciary is evidence that the Nigerian state has failed." Or Yahaya wrote, "I personally condemn the reinstatement of Sanusi Lamido as the Emir of Kano State due to these reasons. 1. The Bayeros are the rightful heir to the throne. 2. For the record, no dethroned Emir has ever gotten reinstated. SLS should have let this slide too. 3. Kwankwanso and Abba didn't dethrone Aminu Ado for the sake of Kano people. 4. SLS has too much Western ideologies, which makes him unfit to be a king in Hausa land." Well, Imam wrote, "Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf is scheduled to deliver an appointment letter to the 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, today at 9 a.m. at the Africa House within the premises of Kano Government House." I know that you guys had discussed this story. I thought, it's trending, and I thought I should highlight some of the comments from people around. As, my last Twitter highlighted or alluded, as we speak right now, the governor of Kano State is about to hand in that letter. I know that we discussed it. I only have a minute for you guys. There it is. This is happening right now. But like the Twitter user said, one of the reasons he was dethroned was because, he's very outspoken, had a lot of, Western ideologies. I don't know what your thoughts are on this really quickly, Ayo, so I take this last story.
What is described as Western ideologies? If it's the emancipation of his people and to introduce education, particularly for girls, is termed as Western ideologies, then bring it on, because what he is focused about is for his people. If there's any man that is very passionate about the development of his people, you have to give it to Muhammadu Sanusi II. So in terms of that being Western ideologies, I think that should be taken in context. Also, the fact that he said that, it's never happened before. Well, there's always a first time for something. But I have to mention that 40 years ago, like you mentioned, Abba Kabir had tried to whittle the powers of the Emir of Kano by breaking it down to 5 emirates. And people have said he didn't recover politically from that. The governor has spoken. The courts have spoken. Let's see what will happen at the end of the day. But remember that Ganduje also did not respect the ruling of the court.
So that is going to be flouted, right?
So his history turning full term. But speaking of that,
the court ruling will be flouted too, right?
Yeah,
it's being flouted right now. Yeah.
But as regards education and all of that, you know, in my capacity as being part of 1 million teachers, I know how much we have done with him while he was Emir of Kano, even after being Emir of Kano, which is the chair of our advisory board, as regards training teachers and bringing education to that area. And these are things that we're constantly done. And this is for the sake of full disclosure. So if we need to emancipate the minds of people, people cannot continue to live in the former years of now.
Well, all right. We'll take our final story.